In this tutorial, we'll go over creating a show in Equiscribe and setting up classes as a part of that show. From the home screen, we can push Create Show to set up a new show. This can be a single day or multi-day show determined by the start and end dates that we choose on the first screen here. The top drop-down menu allows us to choose which association's rulebook this show will adhere to. That means that all the classes we set up as a part of this show will have penalty values, maneuver values, and class guidance from that association's rulebook. Today we'll be setting this up as a Pinto show, so we'll set our association to PTHA. The name of this show will be Summer Sensational, and our start and end date will be August 30th. That is, we'll be setting this up as a single day show. Once we have our show set up, the app automatically pushes us back to the home screen, at which point we can choose Select Show to get to the horse show we just created in the app. And here it is, our Summer Sensational. As of right now, we don't have any classes set up for this show, so the app shows us a blank table view as a class list. If this were a multi-day show, this screen would have had us choose which day we were interested in, and this screen here would be showing us all of the classes for that particular day. The plus button in the lower right-hand corner of the screen is our Class Add button, and we select this to create a new class for this show. The Class Add screen has us choose the type of class we'd like to add from the first drop-down menu. For this tutorial, we'll create a showmanship class. Tapping on the division box will bring up a soft keyboard from which we can add a class title or division for this particular show and class type. We'll call this class Youth. Once both the class type and division are entered, the app gives us the option to choose a pattern. I'll note that for non-pattern classes like Western Pleasure and Hunter Under Saddle, we get a Done button since there's nothing further to do to create the class. In the case of a pattern class like Showmanship, though, we're given the option to choose our pattern from the library. Presently, Equiscribe has a library of over 70 patterns. If the pattern you'd like to use is not available, you can use the Request a Pattern feature of the app, which is covered in another tutorial. For now, we'll choose this first pattern that shows up in the Pattern Selector screen and hit Done. This takes us back to the previously unpopulated table view with our new Showmanship class present. To edit this new class, we can simply swipe left on that row of the table and select the edit option we'd like to use, including renaming, deleting, and duplicating. Presently, the ability to reorder within this table screen is not possible, though that will be available in future releases. To use the pattern we've selected for this class for another class, we can select the Duplicate option, and then swipe left on that duplicate row to rename that class. In this case, we'll name the duplicate class Novice Amateur. Let's say now that we have our classes for this show set up, and we'd like to print or send the patterns we've chosen. To do this, we can either hit the back button at the top left of the screen, or hit the home button at the top right of the screen and select the Select Shows button from the home screen. When we get to the Shows screen, we have a print button and an email button available to us for each of the shows in the table. Selecting the Print button allows us to print the patterns we've chosen using the AirPrint dialog. You'll notice in this preview that we have only one pattern for our show. That's because we have two classes, but they both use the same pattern. In the upper right-hand corner of our printed pattern sheet, we can see both classes are listed. As we add patterns to a show, the class names that we used in our division definition and the class types will be used to determine which patterns will be printed, and those division names will show up in the upper right-hand corner as shown here. We'll cancel out of this dialog since I won't actually be printing this pattern. Similarly, if we were to choose the Email button instead of the Print button, we'd have the iOS native email client pre-compose an email for us and attach a PDF of our printed pattern sheets to this email. I'll note that this only works through the native email client on our iPad. That's the one with the blue envelope icon. If, for instance, we have Gmail set up as our only email client, this feature won't work. We can simply enter in the email address of our show manager, for instance, and send our pattern printouts to them to post for the show. That's all for this tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, please get a hold of us at info@equiscribe.com. Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Equiscribe LLC, and thanks for watching.